The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Tangent Egg podcast. I'm Seth, and as always with me is Swoosh and John Doe.
Hello!
Hi.
So, this week, we got to start with the most hilarious, dumb shit I've seen in a while. And it's to do with our best friend on the podcast, good old Muskie.
Oh, God. No. Why?
This bloke is seriously trying to speed run like a billionaire to broke.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would explain a lot, actually. Fuck.
Yeah, he's going for a title. There's got to be some fucking record there he's after.
So, what he did is, on top of the Twitter building, he put a big, because he's rebranding everything as X. So he put this big X on the top.
Yeah.
And at night, it's supposed to glow. But what it's supposed to do is sort of slowly pulse through the shape of the X to be an obnoxious logo.
Yeah.
One, this thing is bright as hell.
Yeah.
It is way too much. The first night it was up and it was running, it had a malfunction. So instead of doing its fun little pulsey animation or just being on and being, it was freaking strobing.
Jesus.
So
across the road was an apartment building.
Wait, so across the road there was just a massive apartment complex or something, or?
That was basically... Musk basically decided, okay, let's find out if anyone in that complex has epilepsy.
But even that, even if it's just meant to slowly pulse brightly and go dim again,
that's pretty annoying.
Apartment buildings across the road, that would be fucking annoying trying to sleep, and now my room's lit up. Now it's dark again.
You could never have your windows open. You'd always have to have your fucking curtains closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to piss people off now, because I can't think of a sensible decision that's happened in the last while.
That's the thing.
No.
Maybe he's caught whatever Shia LaBeouf had, whereas the whole thing of where he had that mental breakdown wearing the paper bag of I used to be famous or whatever it was. Maybe he's trying to do that, but he can't figure out how to do it properly because he forgot how it is to be human.
That actually tracks, because the blue tick, just do it. Just pay for it.
Just pay for it.
Fucking damn.
Yeah, but now you can hide the blue tick.
Is it still a blue tick or is it an X now? And can you buy 3 of them in succession?
It's funny though, the memes that are coming out of people spelling shit now that they've got an X to spell with, an obvious X. It's quite fucking funny what people are spelling out. There's a whole heap of sex and words. Yeah. It's just giving people options. It's still fucking stupid.
I don't know what his plan is. Maybe he's just trying to offer his life to become a meme at this point. He's trying to ascend to God meme.
Well, I mean, if that was his goal, then he should have just stuck to doing things like making a quote-unquote flamethrower. But for legal reasons, it's not.
Well, maybe he's trying to knock himself out of the richest people's list completely, so that when the revolution does begin, he's not in the top 100 list.
Yeah, he's.
I'm pretty sure
he's in the murder category, not the eat category.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like people would be willing to be like, he's not top tier. Look, man.
Hey, you remember this guy? Let's do this
We're going to let you honorifically get guillotined just because, we remember you.
We'll add you to the list, Muskie. It's not a guillotine. We renamed it X.
Speaking of rich fuckwits, didn't Trump finally get indicted on criminal charges recently?
That was a while ago.
No, there was something that popped up very recently.
The actual case, one of the cases was happening today. He's got 3 indictments. One of the cases was today, but it's extremely unlikely he'll ever see the inside of a cell.
Unfortunately,
it's just way it
Maybe
is.
we'll get lucky and he'll trip and fall down the stairs.
Yeah, well, one can hope. There's plenty of people I'd love to see trip and fall down courthouse steps.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Is one of them Bobby Kotick?
Couldn't see why it wouldn't be. For dumb fuckery.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Didn't he get an update
Really
recently?
awkward segue.
Oh, yeah. Just shoehorned that in there.
fucking wretched on it. But yeah, what was his again? That was the...
So the well,
So
what
much,
he
but
does
in this,
like he's the head of Blizzard, so he's done a million very very shitty things.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the things that's been coming out from X stuff and the whatnot, and people have been able to put together more of a timeline. It really seems like his obsession with turning Overwatch into an esport is pretty likely what basically shot the PvE content in the foot.
Which is hilarious, because it was like... They put a lot of money into making it an esport and then neglected it for fucking ages. It was weird.
Yeah, sort of. Like, they spent a lot of money, but the thing is, they decided they wanted to go for, like, a global league instead of a local league.
Yeah.
Like, normally you'd be, like, North America, South America, and then you might have a Worlds event.
wouldn't you like
But
try
they-
and grow that organically? Like have a local league and get
Yeah.
that big enough that then you can spread out to other countries and then
Yeah.
have competitions between, not just let's start at the big one and go from there.
They wanted an
yeah.
instant fucking World League. That's it. They wanted to skip right to the end goal. It's like, no, guys, you have to work your way there, guys. Come on.
I mean, we've brought it up and discussed it a couple of times
Yeah.
in this podcast. Things like CS and StarCraft are big and still big because their audiences grew around them.
Yeah.
They didn't have someone walking... Well, I guess one could argue StarCraft too, but
Yeah, but
your
StarCraft
built-in
2,
audience existed.
Yeah, but they also killed that fucking audience just for what they did to the modding community and map makers. You
Yeah,
couldn't make
yeah.
a Dota out of StarCraft 2 for what they did to the fucking make your own maps for that.
Pretty much.
But the league's still... They're still
Yeah.
big. Is
Yeah.
my point. That for the actual esports side of things, one could argue they did force that. But
Yeah.
there was a pre-existing league there based off StarCraft 1. But those leagues grew on their own, and they got big. Whereas Blizzard walked in and went,
Yeah.
where's ours?
We're going to have our own
And-
thing.
It seems pretty heavily that Bobby Kotick was pretty pushy on the back end to be like, you need to make this happen.
Yeah.
Because he was out there doing deals with teams and venues and things to try and make this thing this big, huge thing. And that part, and then of course the various teams were able to push back and go, okay, so you keep saying we're getting this Overwatch 2. Well, when are we getting it?
Yeah.
Like, what are we training for? Are we training for Overwatch? Are we training for Overwatch 2? Like, come on, what's the deal? Which pushed them to shorten the timeline, and then you get the somewhat neutered version of Overwatch 2 that came out, which, no PvE content. Where the fuck did that go?
Yeah.
And the continued push to support the OWL seems to have been like, well, there's no budget left to make this PvE content anymore.
Yeah. Which was the
That's
entire
just fucking
purpose of
stupid.
making the fucking sequel.
Yeah.
Like,
Now they'll sell you the PvE content for $15 a pop.
The whole thing with it just feels very much to cut off your nose to spite your face. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Very much so.
Yeah, or what is it? Robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, everything about it is just fucking stupid. If they
Just because I can, for the millionth time, Battleborn had it all.
Yeah.
They had it all at the start.
Yeah.
fucking did such a good game, like that's what I want to remaster of. Bring that out now,
Yeah.
and Overwatch
Ooh.
won't exist
A
anymore.
re-release
Gone.
of it would be interesting, actually, just to see how...
Actually, just a straight re-release.
Yeah.
Not even like
A
we
remaster,
made another
just-
one.
Yeah,
Just re-release the original and just watch Overwatch players just go back to that one. Like, yeah, fuck it, we'll go over here now.
Single player campaign that I can play with my friends with full either hero shooter or full MOBA.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean everything that's supposed to be in Overwatch 2?
yeah.
With no fucking battle pass?
And I
Though
don't
you can
remember there
almost
being any
guarantee if they did
microtransactions.
do a full re-release, there would be a battle pass now.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
But
It's
my point is
done
still
by
that it
Gearbox.
came
They'll
out
be
like
fucking
that.
those key codes, whatever the fuck they are.
Everything has a battle pass now. I'm pretty sure my toaster has a battle pass.
Point is, though, it came out the gate that way.
Yeah,
That was it at launch. A full game.
Yeah.
A proper game.
and a good, enjoyable game. Like it played and felt good when you played it.
Never not be pissed that fucking died to let Overwatch live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone, for the
Unnecessary.
millionth time I've had that
Just-
rant.
Yeah, well, tip one out for
Refuse to let
Battleborn.
that one go.
There are some hills worth dying on.
This is one.
Yes, anyway.
So, keeping with tournaments, though, I can't... Well, I can believe this happened, but it's still like, what the fuck? So, Street Fighter 6 has been out. They're starting to do the tournaments.
Yeah.
Which is, it's fun in tournaments. They're always big. Some dude loads into his game, and, he's got a nude skin on his, Chun-Li.
Forgot he had a bit of a lonely night, and...
He's got his Chun-Li hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, and he's in an official Being Stream tournament. It's just like, whoa.
And it took them like 30 seconds to catch it as well, which was great.
Yeah. It's, if you watch the video of it, like, they try to start before anyone realized that it's like, oh, shit. Like, you can almost see the point of the game where it's like they're moving and it's like, crouch, oh, fuck. It's
Yeah.
like,
No.
before they just kill the stream, it's like, oh my god. Though, wouldn't, like, for games like that, particularly online games, normally modding of any form is against terms of service.
Yeah, it's an instant disqualification.
Not just skins, yeah.
Normally
So-
they go for a fresh install or something, don't they? Where it's like, redo everything, no upgrades, no changes.
Though,
It's like stock car racing.
yeah. So, what, I don't even know the name of the bloke who had it, because the fact he had this skin is sort of overridden any other details about him.
Yeah.
But, like, there goes any tournaments you wanted to be in later, because, yeah.
That's on your record now.
Sure, that's
and
a bannable effect. Yeah. And
Oh, yeah.
you'll never live that down. You'll need to change your gamer tag, everything. Like, that's just gone. You've burnt that.
this is like the equivalent, like it's the new age equivalent of what was the name of the fuckwit who cheated at Donkey Kong and got into like the.
We're going to get into that later.
Oh, that's right. We had a
That's
thing for
Or I can get into it now if you want. We were planning to talk about it later if you'd like.
that. We might as well.
Because there's a whole thing with that, because that's a fun lawsuit right now.
Yeah.
So, the person you're talking about is Billy Mitchell,
Yeah.
who was, most people know him from the King of Kong
Documentary
movie
thing.
that came out
Yeah.
ages ago, which was mostly him being a piece of shit to a dad who was just trying to play Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
A dad with an autistic kid, wasn't it? No,
I
what
can't
was
remember. It's
that?
been ages.
Actually, no, that's something else very different. Where
Yeah.
they ripped off the Billy Mitchell King of Kong. That was an episode of Bones.
Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm in a world of my own. Apparently.
Did he
But
also
it
kick
is-
puppies? Because he sounds like the kind.
So, basically, Twin Galaxies has eventually decided, no, there's enough evidence floating around that Billy Mitchell probably cheated these records. We're not gonna hold them up.
That's fair.
And he's, of course, had a shit fit because, let's face it, it's basically his claim to... Well, he has two claims to fame. He has being the best at Donkey Kong and being crowned the Gamer of the Century by Namco.
Why the fuck would Namco do that? Also, who the fuck is
Let-
listening to Namco?
Let me cook, man. Let me cook. So, he's suing them, and recently we're getting a lot more stuff coming out, and there's a lot of discovery, and we've actually gotten some of his deposition. So, two things. One of the big things they're bringing it up as a point of character for Billy to try and prove that he lies.
Yeah.
They wanted to get the plaques, the one that he got from Namco for the Gamer of the Century. He's been like, nope, don't have them, can't give them to you. He's shown these off at many events, and he will not shut up about being Gamer of the Century.
Yeah.
He likes to introduce himself as, hey, I'm Billy Mitchell, Gamer of the Century. So, it's the kind of thing where if you had a plaque, you'd show it off every chance you could.
Oh, yeah.
Because he
Prominent
says it
display.
all the time.
Yeah.
It's got to be hard when you've built your entire identity around this thing, and now they're saying,
Yeah.
no, you need to give all that back.
No, they're just it's not Namco. It's the lawyers. They're trying to get the plaques so that they can have a look at them.
Yeah.
And he's been like, no, I don't have them. I gave them to the Gaming History Museum or something like that. And the Gaming History Museum doesn't have them.
Yeah.
So they're like, what the fuck? And then some other guy he knows suddenly is like, oh yeah, no, I had them. I was giving them back to Billy. I dropped them off at his house and didn't tell him. So they sent in these like the worst quality pictures.
Yep.
And you have the trophy that's in the original photo of Billy Mitchell at Namco, getting him on stage with the head of Namco getting this award. And then there's 2 other plaques. One's a smaller one, and another one that says Gamer of the Century, but it's never been the plaque he shows off.
Yeah.
Ever. At any of the conventions he's ever gone to. It's never been this other plaque. It seems to be completely new. And as far as anyone knew, there was only ever one plaque, the one that he got handed to him by the president of Namco.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 3 feels so good. You got to make your own plaque. You got to make one and give
of
it
course.
to yourself.
Like the one that from Namco didn't, make him feel as hyped. He had to make his own one.
Hang on, let me cook.
There's more.
So, people dug around and they actually found like a higher quality version of the photo of the one that he shows off that's the one from Namco. It's an email from Namco.
Wait, really?
It seems like what's happened is Billy's gotten an email from Namco, probably congratulating him on his Donkey Kong score. Had a plaque made, and then when he went to the event, which he did actually get invited to at Namco, had the president hand it to him on stage so it looked cool.
Wow. Holy
God
shit.
Fucking damn.
That... Why? Just... Okay, that's fucked up.
So it seems like his entire claim to be the Gamer of the Century is fake.
Yeah.
It's not something Namco gives out, and the original plaque he's been using is a lie. He's also possibly just entered falsified evidence into a legal proceeding because these plaques have never existed.
Fucking great. I love that he just dug the hole so deep at the back then.
I'm not done.
Oh god, it gets deeper.
I
It's
told you
not
there were
just that
2
the plaque is
things,
a
not
lie.
one. So, we got part of his deposition this recently, and this is some of the best fun I've seen. One of the big things in the case is that the machine that he claimed to have made the original record on was an original unmodified Donkey Kong machine.
Yeah.
It had all original hardware. It had a board that was certified by Nintendo installed into it. He then did the record, and that's where his records come from. There's 2 bits here. This is, it's turning into 3 things. I've been watching this case. It's
a
fun.
rabbit hole. There's a bit
It's like
here.
the androids in Dragon Ball all over again.
So, they had to get footage of the video recorded out of the machine.
Yeah.
So, that would require some kind of capture device inside of the machine. Billy says that he sent the board away. It got returned from Nintendo to a game store. The person from the game store came and installed the board. And when he installed the board, it had the capture thing on it because there's not a capture device inside of the Donkey Kong cabinet.
Yeah.
There's also corroborating evidence that suggests that there was no actual cables coming out of the back of the Donkey Kong machine other than the power cable. So, 1, how would anyone get anything off of that capture device if there are no cables coming out to do the capture?
Yeah.
2, if the capture device was on the board that got installed into the machine, that would count as a modified piece of tech. It would not be a certified motherboard from Nintendo that it is an original Donkey Kong machine.
That is correct.
So, what the fuck are you doing? I don't understand. He's claiming very vehemently that either it was on the board or it was in the machine already, but no one can confirm any outputs that would be able to record anything.
Oh, God.
The other thing is, at this event, there were some photos taken. Billy didn't know that the legal team for Twin Galaxies had acquired these photos. Now, the big thing in these photos is the Donkey Kong machine has a red joystick. This is not original. Original Donkey Kong cabinets have a black one.
Yeah.
In his deposition, the lawyer is so good for this. He, across multiple points, in I think it's a 5-hour period, prompts Billy about things to do with what would make an original arcade cabinet original. And what colors would an original Donkey Kong cabinet be? It'd be like brown and blue. What color? How many buttons would there be? What color would the buttons be? The buttons actually don't matter on color. And what would an original joystick be? Black. Okay. And later on, he's like, if there was a machine with a red joystick, what would you do? And quite promptly, his lawyer is like, call us for speculation. This is not a good question. What do you mean? Do you mean like, would he play it? Yeah. Would he play it? No, I'd run away from it. Wouldn't touch it. It's not original hardware. Wouldn't do it. They then show him a picture of him and some of the other people at the event with the cabinet in the background, but the front of the cabinet is slightly obscured. At which point they get him to confirm that that is the machine. He's like, yep. And then they show him the one with the red joystick. He has multiple times said that this is the machine, that if it had modified hardware, he wouldn't touch it. And then it shows that's the machine.
That's the TV lawyer moment, aha, motherfucker.
He's basically perjured himself.
Yeah, like, honestly, a lawyer does not ask a question in court unless they know the answer to it already. Unless they're Amber Heard's lawyers. But still...
Look, they did... I would highly... I'll link it in the show notes. There's some videos by a talented guy I watch a lot of videos from called Carl Jobst. He's been following this because Billy Mitchell did at one point try and sue him.
Oh, yeah! I forgot about that.
So, of course, he's got a vested interest in being like, spread the news.
Yeah.
I would very much like to watch that. That sounds
But
like
there's
fun.
some bits of the bits of the deposition you see, like, the lawyers aren't asking what color was the joystick.
Yeah.
They are working around it so well, and Billy is just shoveling dirt, just making this hole as deep as... It's hilarious. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Every time more stuff comes out about this case, it's just like Billy has a weaker and weaker and weaker case.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Especially now that it's been proved that this black thing, like, holy shit.
It's crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. So they've got, things that show that he has, he'll lie to people. He's lied on record about what he was doing. The machine clearly isn't original. It's so dumb.
All
it's
for, like,
crazy.
old school nerd clout, basically. Like,
it's all he's got.
yeah, like, he's built his entire, like, persona around these two
That's
things.
it. That's all he has.
Yeah.
If he isn't the King of Con Gamer of the Century, Billy Mitchell, like, he has nothing. He has nothing to fall back on.
Pretty much.
And since he's not getting, like, invited to events or anything anymore to show off his skills,
Yeah.
he basically requires these things to function.
The thing is, like, does he really have any kind of following in the newer generation? Like, it's only really our generation of gamers who kind of know him.
Well, I think a good thing that says to that is, did you guys watch, either of you watch regular show?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
So there's an episode which is somewhat a Billy Mitchell ripoff. The two main characters playing video games in an arcade cabinet. They get a good score, and a character that isn't named Billy Mitchell. It isn't modeled to look like Billy Mitchell, but has a whole bunch of impotent nerd rage.
Yeah.
It has a impotent nerd rage over high scores and things, and how he has to be the best.
Yeah.
It was ruled that it wasn't even representative enough when Billy Mitchell, of course,
tried to
sue
sue
them.
He sues a lot of people.
It was basically ruled like, look, man, no one fucking knows that it was you. It's not representative enough of you as a person, because only people like us remember who the fuck he is.
Yeah. Like, that's half the reason he wouldn't be going to any conventions during the show off anymore. It's like, alright, cool, we got this guy. It's like, who the fuck's this guy? It's like, oh, he plays Donkey Kong. Like, oh, it's a new Donkey Kong game. Like, no, it's the original. Like,
Yeah, it's like,
neat.
all they'd ask is it on Twitch? Like, does he play Fortnite? That's all you get asked.
Donkey Kong's not in Fortnite. You can't play that.
But yeah, so that's kind of what's, like I said, I would highly suggest, like, this is like the cliff notes of of what's come out so far. Would highly suggest go check out Carl Jobs, maybe subscribe to him. The guy is absolutely delightful, and that's not just because he's an Australian.
Yeah.
He's a good dude, and he's doing some really good coverage of this whole event. So would really suggest, go subscribe, go follow it, go watch Billy Mitchell burn his own kingdom down.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. He is literally burning down everything. He's doing this to himself. Or rather, past him is doing this to himself. Like,
Just
he's reaching
catching up
through
in his own
time.
bullshit.
Yeah, he's reaching through time and fucking up his own life. Good times. Oh, God.
So, we got a couple more things to cover before we get on to the big thing for this episode.
Excellent.
One that I've been kind of wondering when it would happen. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Magic the Gathering did a whole big promotion when they did a crossover event with The Lord of the Rings. They made an entire mini set based off it. And one of the big things they did is they made a super special version of the One Ring, made one of it, and put it into circulation somewhere.
It's a golden ticket.
Pretty much. And, of course, it was found and graded, and it was already a 9 out of 10 because Hasbro can't print a card to save their fucking life.
Yeah, pretty much.
I play a lot of Magic, but every foil card turns into a Pringle.
Yeah.
They've really got to fix it, and they've never bothered. But, this card was already slightly degraded straight out the packet. It got graded, and we all knew this dude had to flip it.
Yeah.
He had to get rid of it. Because people were suggesting that it would be worth, $1 to $2 million.
Yeah.
But the hunt's over. The buzz about the One Ring is going to die. You basically are like, you have a hot potato that you've got to sell, and you've got to sell it now.
Yeah.
Well, he found a buyer. Post Malone.
Fucking Post Malone.
Look, dude can do whatever he wants with his money.
Yeah,
it's
that's
fine.
true.
It's just like, okay, this dude actually found a buyer. I can't believe it happened because, I mean, come on. Yeah, cool, it's a one-of-a-kind game piece, but it's a one-of-a-kind game piece you're never going to use for anything.
Actually, what does it do game-wise? Like, it's a card, so clearly it can be used as a playable thing, right?
Oh, it can. It is an actual game piece.
What?
It is just a super fancy version of that card.
What does it do?
Give me a second and I will tell you what the One Ring does.
Because I imagine it's just going to be one of those things of, if any other rings of power in play, you gain control of that creature or ring. But
No, it isn't. It actually has a whole thing.
yeah. Target creature is now invisible, also pouty and stupid.
The One Ring, a legendary artifact, indestructible. The One Ring enters the battlefield. If you cast it, you gain protection from everything until next turn. I assume that's a flavor thing for, like, the turning invisible.
Yeah.
At the beginning of your upkeep, lose 1 life for each burden counter on the One Ring. You can tap the One Ring to put a burden counter on it, and draw a card for each burden counter already on the One Ring. Essentially, it's a draw engine.
Yeah. But it says it's indestructible. We already know that's not correct. You can just throw it into a lava pit.
I know.
Tap one
Flavor fail.
Tap one fire mana and it's gone.
But, like, it's always meant to try and find its way back to its own. Like, it's got almost got a will of its own. So if it's, like, sent to your graveyard, there should have been a thing where it just gets shuffled back into your deck. They could have added a few more little gimmicks or something to it.
Okay, so the ring is a whole thing inside of that set. Because the idea is that you could be tempted by the ring, and when you cast the ring, you have someone become your ring bearer, which is any of the creatures you've got in play, and then there's certain effects that happen based on upkeep and the whatnot around owning the ring. There's more mechanics.
So that's an entire game mechanic that will never be used.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah, it was pointless. The entire thing.
No,
is
it will be used by Post Malone when he's very baked one day and just sitting at home playing cards with his, like, partner or something.
Where he's using it to rack coke.
Paid me $1.2 million for this.
Well, that's the one thing we don't know.
Yeah.
It's not been posted how much he actually paid for the One Ring.
To be honest, if I was that guy,
And
I
don't
also
think he
wouldn't.
will.
Yeah, if I was the seller, I wouldn't be telling people how much money I got for a
fuck
card.
no.
God, no.
Fuck no.
It's like winning the lottery. If I ever won the lottery, no one would find out until I'd had that squirreled away somewhere.
I'm pretty sure you're the definitive version of there'll be signs, but I won't say anything.
Yeah.
Could
Pretty
be worse. You could wear it as a necklace and walk into a boxing ring.
Yeah, sure.
Once you've bought a fake one.
Oh, God, that was fucking dumb. But I don't like the new way that Magic Gathering is going. Like, when it was, like, one add-in or one thing of, like, the D&D stuff, like, I get it, Hasbro owns it, cool. Like, you can see the crossover.
They've been doing Elseworld stuff for a while.
Yeah.
The thing that most people who played Magic could kind of ignore Elseworld content because it was usually small sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll freely admit, I bought all of the 40k stuff that came out for Magic because it was just 4 decks.
Yeah.
And if you didn't want to engage with it, you didn't have to. It wasn't a mini set or anything. No one was drafting it. No one was bringing that many cards to an actual table.
Yeah.
But this was a whole mini set. Like, it's big enough that you can make decks just within the context of
But like
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
even if they chose IPs that at least sort of match the fantasy magic fucking universe they've already got going, like they could have done the whole Warhammer, not necessarily 40k, and sort of gone into that realm. Like Lord of the Rings sort of does fit, but when they throw fucking Transformers in there, or they throw a cyberpunk fucking neon universe into it, it's just
No, that's fine. That's actually Kamigawa.
Oh yeah, fair.
I don't know enough about it to say otherwise, but it's just weird throwing fucking Transformers into it. Like,
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
throwing
It-
IPs
you
that
wanna know-
don't
It feels like
fit.
Fortnite throwing in Optimus Prime for shits and giggles. Like,
You
Yeah.
know that there's a Fortnite mini set for Magic.
what? No.
No. You want to know the dumb one? You know what the next Elseworlds set is?
My Little Pony.
Nope, they already did that.
Ah, fuck! I was kidding.
Bad Dragon.
Doctor Who.
No, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Can you have more than one doctor on the field at a time?
I have no idea.
Can you have 4 of the same doctor?
No, have a deck that just summons weeping angels.
Oh, okay, that I'd be okay
We're pretty
with.
sure we're gonna get the Power Rangers dialects.
Ah, yeah. Good old the Power Ranger Dalek.
So, that's coming. Yeah,
Is-
for this thing I try to enjoy and just doesn't love me back.
Is there a Power Rangers version for Magic the Gathering yet? Or is that next week?
Not as far as I know.
That'll be next week. Fucking...
If they're going to do Power Rangers, then they also have to do an Ultron.
Yes.
Because then they can...
No,
the
Kamen
Clash
Rider. Old school versus, like, the new would be fine. Kamen Rider is great fun.
Yeah, it is. I like that show.
Good old... Like, Kamen Rider
Would highly
O's.
su-
Fucking...
I was about to say, anyone who wants to watch it would highly suggest go watch O's.
O's is great. Fucking love it. It's so dumb.
Yeah,
I mean, who doesn't like an entire show where one of the bad ally/bad anti-hero,
Actually,
the
like,
best way to put it,
for-
is a sentient hand possessing a possibly dead cop.
Yeah. For anyone that we, like, who's in Australia, if you ever remember watching Beetleborgs as a kid, that was Kamen Rider. It had just been given the Power Rangers treatment.
No, I don't think Beetleborgs was.
I could have sworn it was, because there was a Kamen Rider thing, which was Bugs
Dragon
thing.
Rider was. That
yeah.
was the one that was cut up Kamen Rider that failed super hard. That's actually made out of 2 different seasons of Kamen Rider, I think it is.
Yeah.
It's Kiva and something else. If I messaged my housemate, he'd tell me.
Right, I swear Beetleborgs, because that was like the bugs that turn into vehicles thing. But it was weird.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think that's Kamen Rider. I'm
could've
pretty
sworn it
sure
was.
it's not.
Ah,
I know
anyway.
Dragon Rider is.
But yeah, no.
Suffice to say, go watch Real Kamen Rider. It's actually quite good.
Yeah, it's great.
When was the last time there was an actual, like core Magic the Gathering set that wasn't one of these fucking
Add-ons.
extra universe add-ons?
It's been a while.
Much of the Machines about 3 months ago.
Yeah,
Because
fair.
it just seems weird they're throwing all these extra fucking things that, like, that'd be a bitch to try and keep track of it, and finding a deck or a set that works well for you, because I think it'd be hard to find a mechanic for a deck that you like, but able to take a card from any of these other ones. It just seems very fucking limiting, because each one will have to have their own fucking mechanics and
Yeah.
pointless
Well, I mean,
shit.
that's the different. That's why they have the different styles of play. You have your standard is whatever the last 3 sets are. Modern goes all the way back a certain distance. Legacy is every card that's ever been printed. The one I play is Commander, which is 100 cards singleton.
Yeah.
So you can only have one of every card in your deck, of any card in your deck, except for basic lanes,
Which is fair.
See-
and that'll let you play anything from any set.
Yeah.
I only remember, like, Magic we played back in uni. I don't even know what fucking
Yeah,
Commander
yeah.
is. Like, that just seems like, wow.
Commander is
that's just
basically
way
the
too much
most
effort.
popular way to play Magic these days.
I don't even, like, the local game shop, I've walked in there, I've watched people play it, and it's like, I already have an expensive hobby. I'm not even gonna look at fucking cardboard crack anymore. Like, this is just fucking ridiculous.
I live down the road from a place that like specializes in card games and that kind of stuff, and mostly Magic the Gathering. And I've been in there a couple of times because I always get the urge to go back and make a deck, and every time I go in, it's just the nerd rage hits. Like, you can just see people getting super hyped up about it. Like, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
But like even now, like, oh yeah, I'd love to go and make a deck. Now, what game mechanic do I like the look of? Oh fuck! Like, there's just too much shit to fucking choose from.
That's why there's websites like EDHREC,
Yeah.
which is like the go-to source for Commander,
See,
where you can search by themes or colors or commander types and all kinds of stuff and narrow it down.
That's what I liked about playing Magic when we were back in uni. Like, you could go out, you could buy a couple of off-the-shelf decks and look at how they played, or at least get an idea. You knew green was going to be big monsters take a while to cast, red was going to be fucking quick throw out. Like, you had an idea of what was going to be, and now it's like, I don't know what anything is going to be anymore. This is
They're all still kind of those things.
just seems like too much forest for one I want to fucking chop through.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Although I
just
guarantee,
have to like it and
it's
keep doing
obviously
it.
still fucking popular. So
Oh, yeah.
good
Oh,
luck
yeah.
to anyone that wants to sink into that.
I dare say Magic will get me and Dan back when we start getting like the Yu-Gi-Oh levels of I summon the monster and it appears. Like, then I'd be in. Like, I'd play the shit out of that.
That's fair.
But,
Right, so moving on. Before I go down some other rabbit hole of Magic stuff, fuck.
we could be
played way
stuck
too
here
much of
a
that
while if we go
fucking
down the
game.
Magic rabbit hole.
I know, right? So, Ryan Reynolds is rebooting Biker Mice from Mars.
We have no idea what
Because
this
of
is,
course
but I am
he is.
in. Like, fucking in. I hope it's a, like, redo of the TV show or something. Like, just, like, go for another TV series, another movie. And I really
So,
hope it's not
like-
live action.
Though,
No,
if
I'm
it,
pretty
if
sure
it
it's
was
a
live
movie.
action, like, which of those mice would you want to see Ryan Reynolds dressed up as?
Fuck, it's the...
I don't remember the
Their
names.
version of Bumblebee. The crazy
white
one.
one.
Yeah, the white one. He was.
Yeah.
I could see him as Ryan Reynolds. But
But
Alright, hang on, let me get
the big guy, I just want Terry Crews.
yeah,
That'd be great.
I was looking at it thinking, like, I remember Biker Mice from Mars a little bit. I sort of aged out of that by
Yeah.
the time it became popular, but I had younger cousins who fucking loved it. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't... Transformers had a big impact on, like,
Yeah.
on my
Yeah.
growing up. I don't know if Biker Mice from Mars, as cool as it was, had as big an impact as some of the other cartoon series they could have
No.
done.
No, Beast Wars kind of like wrecked it for them, I think, because Beast Wars came about right after Biker Mice from Mars had a couple of runs.
No, but like,
Did it?
even...
it was around
even-
that time frame, because I remember it being on Cheese TV around the same time.
But like, they did Transformers. They've tried Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a dozen times, whatever.
Yeah, but they
But,
keep
like-
giving it to people who don't care about the original source material, and fuck it.
Yeah, but
At
they
least
just.
Ryan Reynolds might do it properly.
I was trying to think of other fucking cartoon series that had had as big or as spread as impact as those style of things.
Straight Sharks.
Because there were plenty of fucking like Flash in the Pan cartoon shows, which I would have considered Biker Mice from Mars as one of those. Same as Street Sharks.
Yeah.
I sort of remember it on TV, but it wasn't something I would rush home to watch.
Yeah. No, basically, like, Street Sharks is in that same kind of vein as Biker Mice, where it's like, it was a thing that happened. Like Gargoyles to an extent as well, because...
I would much like. I know that it's kind of in the wind right now.
Yeah.
But man, I'd be so much more keen for Gargoyle.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's a show that needs another go round.
Yeah.
It doesn't like things like Biker Mice. Like when people ask me, like, what was like, you want to point to the lawless wasteland that was the '90s.
Don't point
To
there.
me, things like Biker Mice from Mars and Street Sharks, because come on, Jawsome.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Like,
Yeah.
That shit is like, this is peak '90s.
Actually, no, what was...
Everyone's
lot of those
a dude
felt more
bro
like
surfer.
A lot of those felt more like a toy in search of a cartoon.
Oh, they were,
more than
yeah.
Yeah.
a cartoon in search of a toy, yeah.
Remember Dino Riders?
Yeah.
I kind of want like a dark, gritty reboot of Dino Riders, but still has like the 70s level like looking tech with giant bright lasers. I'd be keen for that. It'd be fun. Just take dinosaurs, strap them to lasers, and fight. That's all I want out of this.
Isn't that just Ark?
Kinda. That's why I liked Ark so much. I think it was a great game. But
Actually, just for reference, Beast Wars came out actually a few years after Biker Mice from Mars. Biker Mice from Mars from '94, and Beast Wars is '97.
maybe it was like Biker Mice from Mars was just still in syndication at the time. It was just like rolling around.
Look, Cheese TV used to just rerun a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that is true. They went through a lot of stuff.
They knew what they were doing.
And now I have the Cheese TV song stuck in my head. So,
Though, I would say, like, mainly just for Australians, so anyone from any other country listening, look it up. But I would watch, like, another hour and a half around the twist episode. Like, a big fucking deep dive into the fucking weirdness. Even if they just referenced back and had, like, the episode was like in the first season with the fucking scarecrow they dressed up in, like the clothes they found on the beach that came alive. That scared the living shit out of me as a kid.
Well, I mean, the first season of that show is wildly different to the second season.
Yeah. Very different.
The first one's like entertaining but kind of creepy, and then the second season's just like goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, well, it's all written by Paul Jennings, and if you ever get a chance to read any of
Fuck
his
yeah,
shit,
Paul
they're
Jennings.
fucking
Yeah.
weird. They're like
Hell
so
yeah.
good.
Honestly, I would like to see some more of that show. It was great.
I mean, it's one of the easiest ways to like identify if someone was actually Australian is just to walk up to them and go, "Have you ever felt like this?"
Why would you do this to me?
And anyone who isn't from Australia who's listening to this, the next time you go to like to a bar or anyone, if you want to find the Aussie, just call out, "Have you ever felt like this?" And just stand back and wait, because
Just
you'll
wait
hear
for it
a
to happen.
response, and you've found the Aussie.
Yeah.
That or some dude will be like, "Who said that?"
Yeah,
I'm buying them a beer and punching them.
you can almost guarantee it's an unofficial official cry. You'll find them.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Particularly, I will admit, it's kind of a particular strata that it'll work on, but like that's our generation. You know,
Yeah.
people in
If
their
you want to find the
middle
like
to late
the
30s.
broken Australians, you sing that, then just find them.
Yeah.
And then if you want to know why they're broken, find the show.
Yeah.
And then watch it. And you'll go, what the fuck was Australian television like in the fucking 90s?
Yeah.
God
then,
damn.
Then call the police because they breached containment and must be secured again.
More people should watch Around the Twist, because
It's really.
it is amazing.
You know, it actually aired in England.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't think it made it that far.
I was listening to a podcast, and one of the guys is from England, and he was talking about how good Round the Twist was. It's because he watched it as a kid. It's like, what the fuck? That ran in England?
There are other people with culture.
Unfortunately, it's the English, so they probably stole it.
Yes, well, we
Well,
had to
he probably
give
got
them
it in some
something
kind
back.
of. Probably got it in some trade deal for some show we wanted from BBC.
yeah.
They probably got
That's how we got
deal
Doctor
with,
Who.
Neighbours and Home and Away.
Actually, apparently
Apparently,
like,
America.
Yeah.
Apparently, England fucking loves Home and Away.
yeah, apparently,
Yeah.
like the Americans also enjoyed like Neighbours or something at one point. Like, it did better overseas than it did here. Oh God, I hated Neighbours and Home and Away. My family used to watch it religiously, and
Oh, my mum was
every
addicted.
week someone had cancer. It's like, what? If someone hasn't got cancer, they've cheated on their partner. It's like,
Or
why are we
amnesia,
watching this?
or they're back from the dead. It's like, God fucking damn.
The only thing I
it was
remember
beach
about
days
that
of our
show,
lives.
there was only two things about that show I remember. One, that's where Hemsey got his break before he was
yeah.
Thor. And
Hemsworth,
two-
so did Nicole Kidman, so did Kylie Minogue. There was a whole heap of them that came
Basically,
through there.
any
Yeah.
Australian that's breached containment for acting has come from Home and Away or Neighbours.
Yeah.
The Sheila who was in the third Transformers movie, who
yeah.
acted again.
Yeah.
And there was a character on that show who was a male stripper who was really concerned that people could tell that one of his nuts was missing.
Oh, yeah.
I
God.
don't know why. I just remember that.
It was fucking. It was like. That was a horrible show. Never watched that. Go find Round the Twist instead.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you have to watch soap operas, at least watch Passions.
Oh, God, I loved Passions. Like,
You
that
can
was.
watch one episode now and be caught up to every storyline for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Passions is a show that's half fucking drama and half. Why is there a witch with a sentient puppet in here?
Yeah.
And why are they the best characters? Oh,
So
God.
bizarre.
Fucking little Timmy. That weird, creepy doll thing.
If you hadn't caught on, daytime TV in Australia is wild.
If it's not Dr. Phil, it's weird drama. Like, we could probably take the, what are they, the Latin novellas, like the ones that they talk about.
Oh, yeah.
We could probably
Telenovela.
take them for absurdity, to be honest.
At least some.
Yeah.
Look, even if we didn't win, we could probably put up a damn good fight.
Oh, fuck yeah.
They'd probably do extremely well. Like,
Yeah.
in those sort of, like, where their screen, just throw them out, they're going, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's so good. But yeah, find Around the Twist, watch it, it'll explain so much.
Absolutely.
do.
Cannot argue with that.
And if
Please
you ever
go
need
watch
an
Round the
Aussie,
Twist.
just call out.
Around the same time, there was another series which was like a bunch of kids in a apartment block and had a weird, creepy, faceless puppet.
With,
Lift Off.
yeah, Lift Off.
Yes, Lift Off.
You mean the one that the Australian government, Australian Network commissioned from Harvard to help kids learn better?
Oh, wow, that didn't work.
That was just an acid trip of a show.
Yeah.
E.T. was it? The little fucking doll character?
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
that
no,
face?
EC.
EC. Like, that
Yeah.
thing was fucking creepy.
I
as.
remember it simply because the guy who was the evil mayor in Round the Twist was also the building owner.
Yes, he was.
In Liftoff. And that stuck with me because I kept mistaking him for each character because he played the same character. Douchebag wants to take over everything.
Yeah.
I mean that show was so weird because like the puppet, it's a doll.
Yeah.
And all the characters treat it like a doll, but it can move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can do things.
Yeah.
And
It's
all
an
the
animated,
backpacks-
inanimate object.
Yeah.
All the backpacks are sentient and have conversations. They have a pot plant that has an eyeball on it that just no one cares about and just calls it Beverly.
Yeah, they never mentioned this. It's like, oh, it's Beverly.
There was the frillnet lizard that was always trying to take photos of humans and
Yes.
discuss what they were really doing. And there was the whole thing that eventually someone would say wackadoo, and then you would get to go see a clip from the Wackadoo Cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time.
Shock horror, I remember this show very well from when I
I
was
was
a
like,
kid.
I swear,
That is another
those two.
absolute acid trip.
Yeah, those two mixed with the ferals are like they live in my
Bring
head.
the ferals up.
They live rent free in my head and just continuously go in a circle.
But how good were the ferals? Like,
Oh, the
God,
ferals
ferals
are
are the
great.
best. You
What
want
was
to
it?
know, like, I will freely admit, like, current day, like, peak children's TV is probably Bluey.
Yeah.
That show is punching way harder than it should.
Everywhere in the world, it is punching way harder
Yeah.
than it should.
I mean, I've watched a few of the episodes because, I know way too many animators, and they're all like, this show is really good. I said, all right, fine, I'll have a look. It really does. It slaps. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? But, like, if you want to know, like, peak, like, children's TV, just go back and watch The Ferals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that
Ferals were
show
great.
is so good.
It was basically the afternoon version of Cheese TV because they used to run like cartoons between segments with the ferals. So we
It was
had in the
fucking
morning Cheese
dumpster
TV.
Muppets.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. Like,
Yeah.
it was Bogan Muppets because we had like Rastus the rat,
Radis the Radis,
okay.
Modigliana the cat, Trixie,
Trixie the
Rabbit?
bunny.
No, it was Mixie.
Mixie,
because it's short
Mixie
from,
the bunny.
Myxomatosis.
Yeah.
And Darren the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently Mixie became was used later on as a children's TV show
Yeah, she was
host on
used
her
in
own.
another... Yeah.
Okay.
Somehow, that's the one that got the spin-off.
Yeah.
But when you look at the characters, you go, that's the only one that could have had a spin-off.
Yeah.
Pretty
They couldn't have
much.
done one with Radis. Like, Modigliana's like, God fucking damn no. And Dan was like,
Because, like,
where? How?
fucking Radis is like, leather jacket, slicked back hair,
Proper.
absolute wank.
A
Yeah.
sleazy rat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Modigliana is every diva you've ever met. And Darren is like, yeah, this dog has brain damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be worse. It could have been Aggro. There's a reason he went off the air. We all loved Aggro, but yeah.
Aggro
Yeah.
ran his
Bad,
course.
Unfortunately,
bad things happen.
The guy puppeting Aggro was a prick.
Yeah.
But I unfortunately will. Aggro's another one of those characters from my childhood that just kind of lives rent free for the memories I actually have, not the things I've learned as
Yeah.
an adult about
Yeah,
him.
pretty much.
Same as the old Fat Cat and Humphrey the Bear and all those.
Yes, they were good times.
Oh man, we had wild TV.
I think we just went
Like,
down memory lane a bit there. It's like, fuck, we're showing our age.
I mean, we started talking about TV
Yeah.
and old TV shows that are just like you never see them these days. Like you wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, that style of show.
no one
and
would
that
make the
level of
Ferals
weirdness, No.
No, the
I don't
Ferals
know if
wouldn't
they
survive.
could do a
now.
Ferals now.
Nah,
No, I don't think you
they
could.
wouldn't get away with it.
Especially because like they lived in a dude's shed and he
Yeah.
was constantly threatening to kick them out if they didn't make him money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bizarre for a show.
The 90s were a
I loved
truly
it, though.
lawless era for TV. It was a strange time. But
And in Australia, it was particularly just nut bar.
back when we still had like a TV scene or a movie scene, now we don't. Well, we got Bluey, but that's still.
Like I said, I will completely yield Bluey as one of the better TV shows I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Someone be like, "This is a kids show." Okay, it's not trash.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I've got a lot of mates who have got like a lot of younger kids or
Yeah.
a few age ranges, and they sit down to watch cartoons with the kids, and they all say like, the kids watch plenty of cartoons, but Bluey's for me. I
Yeah.
don't care what they're
Yeah.
doing. If Bluey's on, I'm watching it. They can fuck
Yeah.
off. I don't care. Yeah.
I mean, there's too many things that happen in it that are like, I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the one of the ones I remember, like, weirdly clearly is, the Bandit's the best character, by the way.
Oh, fuck
like,
yeah.
hands down. He's at the park with the kids, and then they're a little bored, so it's like, why don't we go down to the creek? And then he takes them down to the creek, and they all play around a river. It's like, my dad did that. Like, I have literally been taken to a river
Yeah.
off track by my dad just to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
it's
it's funny the
too
amount
accurate
of
to what
like,
Australians do.
colloquialisms that are thrown into it. Like,
Yes.
there's whole feeds on Reddit and websites that are just like,
Yeah.
they said this on Bluey. What is this? I don't know.
I
Like,
think it's also based in Brisbane, which means
Yeah.
people have found the Bluey house. They have found points in the show. It's like, this is where this is. Like, this is the Botanic Gardens in Brisbane. This is this place. Like, I fucking love it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I still, I just, I don't know why, like, I watched the first episode where they're bumping a balloon around and trying to not have it hit the ground.
Yeah.
And it goes into the neighbor's yard. The neighbor's yard kid's trying to help him out with it. And then his dad starts helping out. And of course, the dad doesn't want to keep doing it. So he just, like fake trips and just yells out, "Oh, Miami!" It's just like, I don't know why. That was just so funny to me to just hear an Aussie accent yell out, "Oh, Miami!"
Yeah. No, it's good. Fucking great.
The show, like I said, the show's like if you have kids and for some reason you're listening to this podcast, I don't
if
know
you
why.
have kids and you're living under a rock and you have not seen this show,
No, but like if you have kids, like for the love of Christ, show them the show.
Yeah.
It's wholesome and good, and you won't hate every character in it as an adult.
Oh,
yeah.
It's not like the friend of mine who has to watch Paw Patrol every day and he just wants to gouge his own ears out.
Yeah. I always feel bad for him. But it's one of those things like, they made Bluey with the extent that parents are going to have to watch this. So they tried to make it enjoyable for everyone. It's like, they did well. They managed to do it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Fucking well done.
100%.
Oh.
Man, I didn't think this podcast would start with shitting on Twitter and then end with, and then get toward the end of it and be like, "Hey, man, you know what? Awesome kids TV show."
You know what really slaps? Bluey.
Oh, and here, go look up. Side note: if you didn't know and you want to check out the Ferals and Liftoff are on YouTube.
I believe a
whole
lot of Around
episodes.
the Twist is as well. I don't know if you get
love
whole
it.
episodes, but you can get large chunks of Around the Twist on there as well.
And what was the other Australian thing that's on YouTube at the moment? The one with, like, the planet that has a giant hole in it.
Oh, Plasma.
Plasmo, yes! Also Australian, go watch
I
Plasmo.
am so pissed. I will never be okay with the fact that there's only like 5 episodes of
Yeah.
Plasma.
It's like Faulty
It
Towers.
sets the
It
little
tricks you
green
into
area.
thinking there's more. Yeah.
Little green
The claymation.
area, isn't it? Yeah.
Little red one that can like shapeshift.
Yeah, the claymation thingamajig. It was great.
I had a green
Hang on,
one in
I'll
my head
link
for
it in
some
the-
reason.
I'll
But
link it in the chat,
I
'cause
remember the
Plasma's
show, but
the
yeah.
best.
Well,
Yeah.
Seth finds out. Do you remember Widget?
Oh,
Yeah, Widget the
Fuck
World Watcher.
Widget.
Ah, I was trying to find that the other day. I'm like, I want to watch some Widget, but I think it's been scrubbed from the internet. The entire collective world's like, no.
That was another one of the 90s eco shows that came along just
Yeah.
after Captain Planet.
Actually, how have we not had a weird, gritty reboot of Captain Planet yet?
Because it's not a show that you make a gritty reboot of.
I mean, like,
Captain Planet.
sort
Fuck
of.
off.
there was a really great YouTube short,
Don
which was John
Cheadle
Cheadle.
did one. Yeah.
That was fucking great. Oh, I love that one. Actually,
Yes.
before we go, there is a thing we have to talk about today.
Oh, yes, yes.
The Flash.
We all watch The Flash.
We finally got round to watching this god-awful piece of cinema.
It is not good.
The problem is,
No,
like, there are
it really
certain
isn't.
parts in it that are really fun. Like, I liked Batfleck's fight thing at the start, because that was
Yep.
fun. I loved the old school Bat Tech being updated to a more high tech
Yeah.
looking thing. That
And
was
actually
fucking
being
mint.
sort of useful. Like,
Yeah.
'cause when I'm looking at it, I'm thinking back to, like, how I watched that Batman way back when it first came out, thinking, like, fuck, you think of how that was, and he had a gun with a fucking zip line that just shot to either end of a room.
Yeah,
How the
Yeah.
fuck are you going to fight with that? Like,
yeah.
but, yeah.
And then he
it's all
did.
ended up
And he
really
did
fucking
well.
cool.
I love
He
that
used them two fucking
Batcave.
planes.
Oh,
yeah.
their Batcave was mint. Like the old school Batcave, and the way that the bat plane comes down from the ceiling like a bat.
And they played the old school Batman music as
Ah.
it came down.
Like every
It's
time, every time that Batman was on screen, they had the old school Batman theme, and I loved
Yeah,
it.
and the laughing bag.
Yes, oh,
That was just so good.
it was,
Yeah.
that was good. The rest of it, not great. Like every time Barry was
Keating's
running,
been doing some
he was still doing the weird flappy arm, constipated run,
so bad.
and he looked like he was skating. Like legitimately, he was sliding. At least in the cartoons version of this, when the Flash is running, his feet are moving at hyperspeed. Like he looks blurry. Like it makes sense,
Yeah.
as opposed to sliding across the landscape and coming to a full fucking stop in the the Speed Force. Like he does it numerous times. It's like
Look, he's getting into a weird spot in the Speed Force, and they wanted to have some, like, let's face it, is a good, like, the whole, like, bubble thing was a good way to
Yeah.
visualize what he was doing, so I'm not going to hold that against them.
no, yeah, that's fair. But I have a question about that bubble. Does that mean if he ever goes back in time, he now has to jump over the body?
I'm really sorry, man.
Yeah, I
For
lost
me
you there
in the
too.
Discord chat, you cut out.
Me too. I'm like,
sorry.
I'm
That
hoping
entire
Seth got that 'cause
statement.
We'll try that again. So, like, you know when the other Barry dies in the bubble?
Barry.
Other Barry. His body
Oh, yeah,
doesn't
sorry,
go away.
spoilers for Flash.
Huh. No, we're doing you a favor. You don't have to see it. But when he starts going forward, he just kind of like disappears into the sand. But does that mean when he comes back, he just reappears? Like that point in time is just a dead body?
Maybe?
If he goes back
theory,
further, just
question mark?
trips over another one himself. Like, oh fuck.
In theory, he's fixed the timeline before he fucks it again, so that whole timeline never happened, so he'll never interact with it again.
Theory. Yeah, sure. Time.
I mean, I will admit, I think probably the best scene in this movie, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, is actually the bit where he resets the thing that kills his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
actually
annoyingly
had
well
a little bit of
done.
emotion to it. Like, that
Yeah.
was...
Yeah.
Yeah. That
So
was actually pretty
in
cool.
this one, if you don't know, well, you wouldn't if you hadn't seen this movie, and if you haven't, by God, don't.
Go read
Um,
Flashpoint
to-
instead.
Yeah, if you don't know the Flashpoint concept, essentially he goes back and saves his mother from dying. In this timeline, the reason she dies is her father isn't at home. His father isn't at home. He was out getting tomatoes for their dinner. So Barry's solution is to essentially use his speed powers to put a tin of tomatoes in her shopping cart when she was at the shops earlier in the day. When he has to fix this later, he gets to have this little emotional point where he gets to essentially say goodbye to his mother before taking the can away and essentially condemning her to death. And it's really good. Like, it's one of the better scenes in the movie. I can't really be shitty
Yeah.
about that. It
It is unfortunately destroyed by all the bad CG before that. Like, it's a good scene, but every time he's in the suit, it looks like they've gotten a body double that was too small, or they've scaled up his head, and it just
It's
not work.
worse in the big fight before it.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck.
Also, the babies in that first scene,
Oh, they did.
they're all dead, and they're all creepy as
Oh, yeah.
fuck.
Okay, I asked you guys to keep an eye out for something,
Yeah.
and I want to know if I was wrong or not. Like, he touches things, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't vomit.
No, I figured that part out because it's more the fact that other Barry is an idiot and hasn't got control of his powers. So because he when he keeps fucking up the vibration and goes through the floor and everything, he can do it, but he isn't as controlled as the modern Barry.
But Modern Barry's the one who tells him you can't manipulate people in the Speed Force.
Yes, because he knows what happened when he first got the powers. He knows the level he was at when he first got them.
I don't
It's
know,
but, like,
that
that's the
still-
that's the
whole thing feels
justification
pretty
from-
fucking flimsy.
Yeah,
the vomiting thing's the justification for putting the baby in the microwave.
Yeah. But then he
Because
touches
literally,
all the
when
other
he's
babies.
giving that explanation about you can't touch people in the Speed Force, he says, "Or they were in a microwave,"
Yeah.
as if that was like a justification for that.
No.
But even
Also, that baby's dead. By the way, it got set on fire.
Yeah.
It's extra crispy.
Yeah.
But even like where where Barry picks up other Barry and then they phase through the wall.
Yeah.
Like, sure, okay, but there's a scene earlier on where he walks through a wall to grab 2 beers and comes back and pops them, and that fucking thing near explodes. Like, there's shit going everywhere. So the whole insides of that has still had the shit shaken out of it. So the whole insides of the person's had the shit shaken out of them. Like,
Turns out the
brain
Flash is out
isn't
here killing things.
Your brain's not solidly mounted, so that's been fucking flogged around.
Oh, yeah, no, that'd be rattled.
Like, and since you're not, like, effectively you're a big bag of goop with a fucking skeleton, like, who's to say your brain wouldn't phase into your fucking skull? Or,
Yeah.
like, there's shit that can go fucking wrong there.
There's so many things that can go wrong. Like, it was not.
I understand that you generally glaze over that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
but
I
the
know,
better
but it's
idea would have
annoying.
never doing.
Never to
It's
mention.
annoying,
the kind of-
particularly when they say
Yeah.
you can't do these things, and then
Yeah.
they do them anyway.
Yeah, once you've lampshaded it, then I think about it. If you'd never said anything, it would have just been like, well, that was a weird choice to put a baby in a microwave.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Weirdly enough, all the peripheral characters were entertaining and fun. They had a 10-second cameo for Wonder Woman because they needed to get her in there somewhere. But I enjoyed their version of Supergirl. That was fun.
Yeah, she wasn't bad.
That was entertaining. And the old school Batman, like Michael Keaton Batman, was fucking great. I love that
Absolutely
guy.
killed it.
Though,
Like, he
one
did it
thing
proper.
that did sort of annoy me, like, for the Supergirl, like, she's been kept in a Russian prison. She's been treated fucking terribly her whole life. She finally gets out into the sunlight, and she goes through and punches people at slightly above superhuman strength.
Yeah.
She should be just walk up, flick people, and they're a mist. Like,
Yeah.
if she's that pissed, just like, there is no more base, there is no more people. There is just atoms in the air, and that's it. But she holds herself back enough just to punch a bloke. Like,
Yeah.
god damn.
Yeah, no, like...
I was really surprised there was no Wilhelm in there.
Yeah, weirdly enough, but...
Like,
also...
they're, not above it, they're obviously not above killing people. They kill a lot of fucking people in this.
Yeah, oh,
Even
yeah,
though,
they kill-
like,
yeah.
several main characters several
Well,
fucking
the
times.
crux of the movie is
Yeah.
that Batman and Supergirl die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over
So-
and over again.
So, like, obviously she could have just come out there and just cut sick and then just, like, okay, cool. Like, shown off her fucking powers. Like, shit is fucking real.
At one point, Barry phases his fist into the chest of a Kryptonian. Like, that will still
Yeah.
fuck your day. Like, not many people are coming back from that.
But all you'd have to do is, like, as he's running, just pick rocks and particles out of the air and fling them at people. And
Yeah.
by the time they hit, there's enough force there to fucking wipe people out.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many other things they could have done with it.
Actually, I did like one specific scene with the two Barrys. And it's the only scene I remember liking, and it's the bit where they first get the ring with the suit in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they pop the suit, it comes out, and... It's like, you're meant to put the suit on before it hits the ground. It's like, oh,
I did laugh at that. That was pretty fucking cool.
that made me...
It's one of those things that they usually just gloss over.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he pops the suit out and then he's just wearing it. And I've never really thought about the fact that, oh yeah, he puts it on at super speed.
Yeah.
Though I did sort of like their idea of how time fucking works. You can't just go back and change a point and everything's fine up until that point.
Yeah.
Like, their reason for the universe being so fucking different is that it changes from both ends to a fulcrum point, and that's where it changed. Like,
That was entertaining.
that was pretty fucking cool. Like, I actually enjoyed that that explanation for it. Though, it does sort of bring a problem with a previous... I can't remember which fucking Superman or Batman movie it is, where he passes a note to fucking Batman, which leads to
Yeah.
injustice.
Yeah, that was
But
the
so
thing.
he's changed something at that point in fucking history as well. But it hasn't seemed to have an
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. They've,
Well, like I say,
they've already set a precedent, but
him
now
going
they're
back
saying
in
it's
time
different.
and unless the him going back in time and giving the note is the fulcrum.
Yeah, and that's always meant to have happened or something. There's ways they can get around
It's
it.
the thing
still
it
be done.
pivots on instead of him going back change something.
Yeah. But, like, it's...
Unless the next Flash movie is Batflick and Clooney.
That'd be entertaining.
I mean, that'd
Like,
be weird.
Nipples Batman.
Bat nipples.
and Bat Gun. Yeah.
Only if they accidentally swap suits.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And it has to be like fucking weird, jokey neon fucking everywhere.
Yeah. I like the fact that in this movie they had the yellow bat symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the imagery when like they jumping from the bat plane, it's like silhouetted against the full moon, making the bat symbol. Like, I hate that I like this. Why?
Because they're hitting all the old school,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know,
They're-
Batman and Robin shit.
they're
And it's
punching
just like,
me
that's
right
when
in
Batman
nostalgia.
could be campy.
Yeah.
I did enjoy where they shown all the other universes of these heroes.
Yes.
And like, you have a reference back to like old Adam West, and you've got
Yeah.
Christopher Reeve. You've got fucking Nick Cage Superman, which is funny that he's fighting a fucking spider. If you know, if
The one
anyone
that
knows
never happened.
Yeah.
if anyone
That
knows
was
that whole
great.
fucking story is great. But it's just cool they brought all these fucking things back together.
Yep.
It's like there's actual reason for a multiverse, not just we did a thing and a lot of things are happening.
Yeah.
Marvel's multiverse just feels like shoehorned everything in and hope it works.
Pretty much.
That just felt like it fucking worked pretty well.
But some of it was amazing, a lot of it was very mediocre, and the rest was terrible CG. So
Look, it's not the worst movie I've seen.
Yeah.
I'll freely admit that. I've definitely seen worse movies.
oh fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not good, though.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to watch it, look fine. But, it's no Shazam 2.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That movie is actively garbage.
Another one I
This
haven't
is at
watched
least
yet.
like,
Don't. You do
Good.
yourself a favor.
just don't. Like, I've said
that
don't
and Black
to this,
Adam, I
and
haven't watched that either.
Which one?
Black Adam's got some redeemable qualities to it, but Shazam 2 is just hot garbage start to finish.
Which is shit because Shazam 1 was so fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
really
Shazam 1
enjoyed
was
that.
great. Shazam 2 just kind of takes those characters and makes them unlikable.
Yeah. And it has, like, nothing in the script of Shazam 2 can be a joke or a silly reference
Yeah.
or a thing. It's got to be set up. Everything that's said has to set something up.
Yeah. There is no
It's like,
normal.
stop. Just fucking stop.
Yeah.
That's what made the first one so good, is that they were jokes and they were
Yeah.
just like goofy little scenes that were fucking awesome in it. And then, yeah.
Now it feels like
there's
it's like someone's dad trying to be cool when they write
Yeah.
the second one. It's like, stop it. Please stop it.
You found it funny last time, I'll just do more of this without this.
Yeah. I'll make more funny without the
it's-
fun.
Yeah.
It's not good. But I would look, if you were going to whittle away a night with some friends and you just wanted to shit on the movie, like do your own Mystery Science Theater for an evening with some buddies and some beers, I'm pretty sure you could have a good time.
Yeah.
But understand you're watching a trash movie.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not watching something because it's good.
Set your expectations low. You might still be disappointed, but at least it'll be more fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good way to put it. Alright, well, we're out past an hour. I think we can wrap things up for this week.
Excellent.
Y'all have a good one.
Have fun.
See ya.